Hi, I'm Rick Zimmerman, an alumnus of the Master's Program in Bioethics and a physician at the University of Pittsburgh. I so appreciate the work that the Center for Bioethics is doing in integrating Christian values and good science and ethical reasoning. I talked to Paige about what we could do, my wife and I, to help further the mission and good work of CBHD, but to do it in a lasting way, not just a one-time gift. Paige mentioned that they were in need of scholarships, in need of fellowships. In particular, she mentioned an opportunity to help fund a fellowship which would be for a doctoral student from the Divinity School at Trinity who would do research for them. This person would help in the scholarly research as well as administrative functions at CBHD, and then, because of their exposure, would grow in their own coursework and development as they pursued their doctoral degree. This seemed like a good idea. Further the students, further the mission of CBHD. So we decided to do that, to have an endowed fellowship and to help be part of the starting of that. But then, to whom do you name the fellowship after? There are many well-known bioethicists and friends of CBHD who are great candidates. There are many who have taught, written, debated, and really served both God, the Evangelical Church, the Catholic Church, and those who really care about life and defending life and biblical principles. But among those, there are a couple that stand out. One of those taught me the issue of ethical permissibility. And what is the boundaries instead of a dot, but what are the boundaries about what is ethically permissible versus what is ethically impermissible and biblically impermissible? And that is a great concept to know the boundaries. But from this particular professor, I learned something else and heard something that I was really surprised. Now, you must understand that I'm at the University of Pittsburgh, and we have our pride in our academics, and we have the Cathedral of Learning, a multi-story structure dedicated to education. But the principle and the virtue mentioned by this professor at CBHD was humility, and how much he respected another person because of the humility that they displayed and how that qualified them. I was taken by that story and by that experience, and I remember it obviously years later. So it is the privilege and pleasure of my wife and I to help start an endowment fund. The endowment is the Robert D. Orr Fellowship, and it will be used for Trinity Evangelical Divinity students to help fund their education and their service at CBHD. Bob, you have done a great service to me by speaking at the University of Pittsburgh for Grand Rounds, by teaching me humility as well as ethical permissibility in many of the case-based studies, to the church by what you have done in your writing, in your speaking, in your encouragement of students and scholars in bioethics. Thank you for doing such a service for the kingdom. I think of the scripture out of Proverbs, that the fear of the Lord teaches a man wisdom, and humility comes before honor. Bob, you've displayed that humility. You've taught me about it. Thank you. And thank you to the staff at CBHD for helping make this possible. Good night.